Yo, Chuck.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? In this video, I'm going to go over setters and getters in JavaScript, and pretty much all they do is just give you more control over a property and method of an object. So if I have an object, let's call it Jackass, and it's got a first name property of Johnny, a last name property of Knoxville, and I'm going to have a full name method. And this is just going to return this dot first name and this dot last name. So if I was to call this Jackass method a full name, as one would expect, I'm going to use parens here and then call it. Okay, Johnny Knoxville, as one would expect. Now, as I previously mentioned, getters and setters give you more control over your properties and methods. So I'm going to put the get keyword in front of full name here and see what happens. I'll try to run the same exact function. And notice it gives me an error. It says it's not a function. This is because the get keyword is going to allow me now to drop these parens here. And now when I call the method, it'll work. So this is kind of like a little cleaner syntax that the get keyword allows you to do. Looks nicer. Is it that crazy enhanced and it's going to make your code amazing? Not really, it just looks cleaner. But with the set keyword, so if I was to call set, well actually first, let me just explain that you could make a method, say I wanted to change the first name. Traditionally, you might say change first, and then you pass in like a first name, and then you'd say this dot first name equals first name. So if I called change first, so I said change first, well, I'd have to do Jackass, of course, change first, and then I passed in Steve-O. Now it's going to say my first name is Steve-O, so let's see what happens. Steve-O Knoxville, as one would expect. Okay, so that might be considered a little cumbersome. So what you can actually do here is use the set keyword on one of your methods. So in this case, I'll do set full name, and you need to pass in a value here or some type of param. So you can call it value, you can call it item, you can call it Bam Margera. Doesn't matter what you call the name of it, but you just need to put something in there. So I'm going to say value, and it's going to return a string value. So in this case, I want to extract a first name and a last name. So to do that best, I'm going to convert this string into an array with the dot split method. Okay, now the string is an array, and then I'm just going to set this dot first name equals value at index 0, and then this dot last name equals value at index 1. So notice before in the change first method I made, I had to pass in Steve-O in here, and you might say, well, that's kind of cumbersome. So let me get rid of this. I'll comment it out, and then now with the new set on my full name, I'm going to call jackass.fullname. I'm not going to use parens here. There's no need for me to use parens, okay? I'm just going to say equals because of the get or the set keyword. I'm going to say equals Chris Pontius. So I want the first name to be Chris, last name to be Pontius. I'm splitting up that value, and I'm assigning those indices on first name and last name. Okay, so let me comment out this code, and then I'm going to console.log the Jackass object, and let's see what happens. Excellent. So as you can see, using this set syntax now, I've changed my first name to Chris and my last name to Pontius by passing in that value, which I said is required on any set when you call the set keyword. So that's just a quick overview of setters and getters. There's really not much to them. They just give you more control over your properties and methods. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.